Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to my channel, B6 Toxicity and Me. This is an awareness video, not medical advice. I'm sharing my personal story with B6 toxicity. Looking back, I've probably been toxic for many years, but last year my symptoms really escalated. In my book, I go into detail, but my main symptoms were tingling and buzzing, blurred vision, increased urination, brain fog, sleeplessness, arm pain, dropping things often, and muscle weakness. In this video, I want to talk about the conditions that mimic B6 toxicity and also share what the TGA says about it. If you have these symptoms and don't know your B6 level, I encourage you to ask your doctor for the B6 blood plasma test. It's not included in regular blood work. I looked at my symptoms and the only thing I saw on Google was MS. However, it could have easily been fibromyalgia or just neuropathy. I also had a neck MRI which looked like cervical radiculopathy. After 9 months of different doctors and specialists, a big piece of my puzzle was very different. I was diagnosed with vitamin B6 toxicity. My plasma B6 level wasn't just high, it was off the chart. The machine couldn't even read it. My result was greater than 923 nanomoles per litre, when normal is between 35 and 110. Over the past 3 months since my diagnosis, I've researched and connected with others. Here are the conditions most often confused with B6 toxicity. Let's start with multiple sclerosis. The overlap is huge. Tingling, numbness, burning, weakness, balance problems, blurred vision, bladder changes, and even the MIT sign, which is electric shock, fleeting sensation triggered by a neck movement that travels down the spine or the arm. I actually experienced it. It's no wonder many of us were told we might have MS. Fibromyalgia is another common misdiagnosis. Both cause fatigue, poor sleep, brain fog, muscle pain. But B6 toxicity is more nerve-driven, with burning cramps and unsteady balance that fibro patients don't usually have. Carpal tunnel is another diagnosis. Both conditions cause tingling, numbness, and weakness in the hands, especially at night. The difference is that carpal tunnel stays limited to the wrist and the hand, while B6 toxicity often spreads further, up the arms and even into the feet. That's the big clue. It's not carpal tunnel if it goes everywhere else in the body. Peripheral neuropathy is probably the closest mimic. Burning feet, tingling, weakness, and balance issues all overlap. But B6 toxicity can also bring blurred vision, bladder changes, and electric shocks in the spine that typical neuropathy doesn't. It also looks like chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, an autoimmune disease and they both cause weakness, numbness, and balance problems and fatigue. But pain and burning are less common in CIDP, while they're very common in B6 toxicity. And importantly, CIDP usually needs immune treatments, while B6 toxicity improves over time once supplements are stopped. B12 deficiency is another classic mimic. Both can cause tingling, balance problems, fatigue, brain fog, and mood changes. B12 deficiency adds anemia and memory loss. B6 toxicity adds burning and bladder issues, cramps, and electric shock sensations. And then there is the scariest label of all. Both cause weakness, cramps, twitching, and fatigue, But ALS is a pure motor neuron disease. It doesn't cause tingling, burning, or sensory symptoms. With B6 toxicity, you see both motor and sensory problems. The good news is that B6 toxicity can improve, while ALS sadly only progresses. It's not always one diagnosis. You can have B6 toxicity on top of other problems, making them much worse. With cervical radiculopathy, it can amplify arm tingling, weakness, and shocks. With lumbar radiculopathy or sciatica, it can worsen leg burning, numbness, and balance issues. Menopause symptoms like hot flushes, tingling, and poor sleep can overlap and get dismissed as hormonal. Anxiety and depression labels are common. Fatigue, brain fog, and body discomfort may be written off as stress. And many people told they have small fibre neuropathy later discover B6 toxicity was the real driver. As you can see, B6 toxicity can look like many things. One test can rule it out. And if you already have another diagnosis, B6 toxicity can make your symptoms much worse. The TGA warns about this clearly. Vitamin B6 or pyridoxine is found in many multivitamins, B complexes, and magnesium blends. A known side effect is peripheral neuropathy, tingling, burning, or numbness in the hands and feet. It usually happens with high doses or long-term use, not from food. In Australia, products can contain up to 200 milligrams, but anything above 50 milligrams must carry this warning. Stop taking this medication if you experience tingling, burning, or numbness and see your healthcare practitioner. There are more than 1,000 supplements on the market here in Australia that contain B6. If you'd like to know more about my journey and how the dots were connected, my book, B6 Toxicity and Me, is available now on Amazon. I wrote it to help others avoid the years of confusion I went through. Please like and subscribe and share this video because someone you know might be struggling with these same symptoms. Thank you.